That is probably the most picturesque castle in all of Scotland. If you're a fan of medieval stone fortresses, Scotland has thousands of castles all over the country. The biggest one being in Edinburgh, but there are lots of other great ones. And while I'm here for a few days, I'm going to be visiting several of these and taking you along so you can check them out with me. There are actually lots of castle ruins in Scotland, and the most famous is probably right here on Loch Ness at Castle Urquhart. I have to admit, I was a little disappointed I didn't see any green sea monsters in Loch Ness, but the ruins of this 13th century castle are filled with the history of the Scottish Highlands and wars of independence. So today I'm just at Stirling Castle, and this one is quite large actually, bigger than I thought it would be. Just in case you were wondering, the reason they have the unicorn here is because that is the national symbol of Scotland, or their national animal. Sitting atop Castle Hill, Stirling is one of the largest and most fortified castles in Scotland. Most of the structures date back to the 15th and 16th century, and due to its strategic position, it was attacked many times. It was also used by many kings and queens. It's amazing to be able to see the restored interior with actors that could answer questions and talk about the history of the castle, giving an insight into medieval life. What's really great about this castle is they have all these immersive experiences for the young ones to do, so they can really get a feel for what it was like to live in medieval times. Walking along the castle walls, you can get spectacular views of the surrounding countryside, and the gardens and parks on the complex are great for a relaxing stroll. Taking a break from the wet weather outside on the Isle of Skye, I visited Dunvegan Castle, which dates back to the 13th century, but's been updated in the 19th. This is the home of Clan MacLeod. One of the coolest things to see is their massive garden, and I would say that is the best reason to come and visit this one right here. There are just so many plants in this place that you can see a little bit of everything. The original castle on this tiny, picturesque island at the confluence of three lakes was built in the 13th century. It is named after a Celtic saint who is said to have built a church here. It was a stronghold for the Mackenzie and McRae clans before it was destroyed in the Jacobite Rebellion of the 18th century. It was rebuilt in the 1920s by Lieutenant Colonel John McRae Gilstrap, and is one of the most well-known structures in Scotland today. Fun fact, they've actually filmed a bunch of movies here, including Highlander with Sean Connery. But I can see why this would make the perfect location. So during my week here in Scotland, I've been able to visit lots of castles, and I have to say Eilean Donan, right behind me, is the best one to go to. If you only have time to see one, I would definitely recommend it. Even the Edinburgh Castle is great, but I still think this one has so much to offer, and the views here are just killer. I mean, they're amazing. You can't get these anywhere else. Thank you so much for joining me in Scotland this week, and I hope you enjoyed seeing some of the castles that I went to. As always, stay safe and healthy out there, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now. Thanks for joining me today. Life's a journey meant to be shared. Remember to always travel with an open heart and an open mind. Enjoy the ride and keep your eyes on the horizon for the next adventure. I'll see you out there.